When we tell teachers that they can get a drum set for free, most of them, I would say, don't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. I got the email, and we got a lot of junk email, but this one came in and I was like, no way. No way!
It felt a little too good to be true, almost.
My first thought when I heard we could get a drum set for free was, where do I sign up?
Because there is no such thing as a free lunch, and there certainly can't be any such thing as a free drum set.
I just felt lucky. I don't know. It kind of came out of the blue.
All right, what do I have to do to get this? Like, what's the catch?
It's great. I think it's important to give back as much as possible.
I mean, I was kind of blown away. I was really pleasantly surprised. Whoa!
Lots of kids are gonna play on this drum set for the next, 20 years.
A lot of time people donate stuff. It actually may sometimes cost more money to get it in working condition. So the fact that this organization not only sets you up with equipment, but they also fine-tune it for you and make sure that everything's in working condition, it's amazing. So it kind of takes care of all the little behind-the-scenes stuff. So most of our funding comes directly from parents and donations. We get a little bit from the district, which is, most people already know, in the music departments, it's barely enough to cover a repair of maybe 2 or 3 instruments. Right after COVID was the first time we had no parent donations for that 1 year. And we had to kind of be pretty frugal about picking and choosing what our budget allowed for repairs versus for purchasing music and stuff. It's actually a concert tom, so it's used mostly for band and orchestra pieces, and not so much for a drum set.
My name's Tom Stewart. I'm the president and founder of Carl Stewart's Drums for Drummers, which is a nonprofit organization. And our mission is to take donated drum sets, place them into underfunded schools with music programs, educational programs, and after-school music programs. One of the very first schools that we donated our drum set it was a middle school up in Los Angeles, amazing jazz program. He said, when I first heard about this, I was really hesitant to call you because I thought you were just gonna be giving me a piece of junk. And he says, and the drum set that we got from Drums for Drummers was the most amazing drum set that we've ever had. And he says, I had no idea of the quality of the drum set that we would get. And I thought, well, why wouldn't it be a good quality drum set? Why would you think that? And he says, in school, we're used to taking whatever we can get. A lot of the time, it's very disappointing when somebody says, we got a trumpet, and it shows up and it's got 2 out of 3 valves. Those kind of things. A lot of the musical instrument donations, if they're not fixed up ahead of time, really become the problem of the music teacher and serve as a big disappointment. And I think this is the history of a lot of music teachers that have gotten donated instruments, that this has been their experience. So when they get a refurbished, almost brand new conditioned drum set, they're like, they weren't expecting it at all. It's the executive elevator here.
Let me show you a 28-inch concert bass drum that recently we redid. And this drum here came to us in real bad shape. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Mike's volunteer. He's been doing this for, I think, over 2 years now.
About 2.5 years, I think.
Mike heard about us, and he's a symphony percussionist, very accomplished symphony percussionist.
So we thought it was totaled, and this rim was broke. I got my fiberglassing kit out, and I put 3 layers of fiberglass on there, and I saved it so it's back to its original strength. And I sanded it down, and I had to make 2 passes, or three passes, and I got all the graffiti out of it, and then I used some stain as close to the original as I could get.
We give the drum sets away to underfunded schools with music programs. We donated 10 drum sets about 1.5 years ago to a organization. They supply musical instruments to correctional facilities, prisons.
Open Our Doors is a nonprofit organization that provides instruments for music programs in prisons, juvenile halls, parks and recs, and across the nation.
This is the Drums for Drummers set that we got from Tom and his organization. It's the house kit for our live room, and it sounds fantastic.
And so Tom said, look, do you guys have a need for drum sets? Because I got a bunch. So we said, right, yeah, we get a couple. So they rented a truck and they went down there and he had an entire warehouse full of drum sets. And now I think he probably gave us 15 sets.
And everything that they do, we built a kitchen so that a lot of time kids will come in and they'll be hungry. And you can't start work when you're starving, right? You need something to eat. So
showing that we can offer the youth the level of professionalism shows that we care. That goes so far in building our trust and our relationship with these youth, because they see that we've built this thing with our hands. Almost every single young man has said, if there was something else besides the gang, I would do it. And everything here is because we believe in it. And that's how you do anything is pretty much how you do everything. So just having the quality stuff to offer them shows that we're not cutting any corners. We're not trying to give them some janky stuff so we can have a photo op. It shows not only in how that we're there for them when they need us, but that also we're going to provide them with the tools to help them do things at a high level.
there's the drum set all mic'd up. We've been using it on, we have another youth, Anthony, who is a reggae artist, and he works with our teacher Princeton, who's a producer. And they digitally make their tracks with the drums, and then they come in here and they play the live drums over it, so it has more of a live feel. That kit sounds great.
The other really cool thing about our program since our inception is that Remo, who makes Remo drumheads up in Valencia, have donated all of our drumheads to us. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of drumheads Remo has given us to take all the old heads off when we get a donated drum set in. We replace them with all Remo drum heads. So even though we've got some beginner sets and some lower end intermediate sets that we give out, they're all fitted out with Remo drum heads, and they're tuned to perfection, and they sound like $1 million for free.
Yeah, somebody just came by and was asking about it, and we've had a couple of people just kind of looking like, what's going on over there?
Welcome to Drums for Drummers 20 drum set giveaway to 20 teachers in Southern California. It's that kind of a Saturday.
Look at you.
That kind of a Saturday. Well, I'm feeling the warmth. I got here at 5:30 in the morning, and it was a little cool. And I just have my t-shirt on, because you never know who's going to see you at 5 in the morning with your Drums for Drummers t-shirt on and say, hey, how'd you like a donation? This is amazing. I'm like a kid in a candy store, and it's my candy store. Yes, we're giving everything away today. All this is free. There's 20 drum sets here for free.
Right now we have a really old drum set made up of multiple pieces, so I'm super excited about this one and put it to use. All the kids, majority of them are percussionists, so they're going to be really excited to see this one show up there on Monday.
And you've got your own cymbals, which is why you don't have cymbals here with this kit. We're thin on cymbals. If you're watching this and if you've got a couple old cymbals in your closet that you're not using anymore, please think about sending them to us. Hi.
Amy Rinko,
Hey, there she is.
Nice to meet you in person. We're donating some cymbals today, and then we're picking up a drum set. We're really, really grateful to have this nice drum set coming to our program, and really appreciative for Drums for Drummers.
I have two groups, they're called modern band groups. I do like to have a nice, solid, steady beat when we play a song, and so I start them off with beginning drum set techniques to help out the whole group.
We're going to be using it for our marching band, for field shows, for our pep band at basketball games, volleyball games that we play at. We're hoping to have it as sort of like an extra practice kit for even, we have some like extra rooms in our building for like non-music students to come in. Now we have this second drum set that we can show to all the students at the school.
Middle school jazz program that we've been building over the last year, and we need a drum set. Can't have jazz without drums.
But we've got to keep getting the word out there that no, these are really, really nice drum sets, because we don't go out and buy these. People donate these things. So these are the drum sets that professional guys have stopped playing on, or somebody's son or daughter has gone away to college and they bought them a really nice intermediate drum set that hasn't been played very much. We get in a tremendous amount of quality instruments.
This is my drum set. I've had it over 20 years. My husband gave it to me after we got married because I said I had always wanted to play the drums.
I got this set when I was in junior high. I was learning to play the drums.
Hi, I'm Catherine, and my husband decided to donate his old Pearl. In the end, I didn't do a good job of playing the drums. And then I woke up and realized I would be so happy if someone really was a drummer.
I've just been looking for a good home for it, and your guys' name popped up on the internet.
And I'm so happy to donate these drums. We can't wait for students to learn to play on it.
Well, it was at the Hollywood Drum Show a few years ago that we saw their little stand there. We were like, oh, I have a few drum sets to donate. So, yeah. Just the idea that it's, it feels better to give it away than to try to sell it. I think it's one of the best things in the world what they're doing here for music, for young people, for schools. I just think it's great all around.
They've been asking me all week, like, Flores, we're gonna get the new drum set, and the percussionist kids are excited. I told them we're gonna stick it inside one of the rooms and use that as a practice room for just the drummers. Yeah, they're all pumped. They've been asking me, like I said, so they're looking forward to Monday.
I'll tell you how Carl Stewart's Drums for Drummers started out, because I think it's important. My nephew was teaching at Barstow High School. He called me up and said, hey, our school's got a rock band, but the drum set's thrash. It's just completely trash. He was wondering if he could have one of my dad's drum sets. And I was like, my dad had just passed away a couple years ago, and so I really wasn't ready to let go of his drums. I said, send me a video, will you? Let me see what you're talking about. They did a pan around the drum set, and I was, I'll use the word horrified at the shape of this drum set. Every drum head had duct tape on it because it was split. The cymbals were cracked and peeling. They looked like kind of like Christmas ornaments all stretched out. The floor tom was being held up on one side by school books. And this kid was doing a great job on the drum set. And I started thinking, if this kid had a quality drum set that he could play, how much better would he be? Would he continue on, maybe not as a career, but as a lifetime hobbyist drummer? So I called Brian back and I said, give me a couple weeks, I'm gonna get you a drum set. I had no idea how I was gonna get him a drum set. I really wasn't ready to give up my dad's drum set. So I got on a Craigslist and I went down and I probably asked 150 people, would you consider donating it instead of selling it? And I got one. And I went, well, that was pretty cool. I can't say it was easy, because it took the time. The high school took their kind of beat up drum set, we fixed it, we gave them new cymbals, and they put that into the middle school. Wow, that's two schools. One got a new drum set, another one got a drum set that they didn't have before. And I thought, yeah, this could be kind of a cool thing to do.
You do not want metal against metal. The first time I was in an orchestra was the All Southern California High School Orchestra. This is a rubber hose fit on there. I walked in, didn't know what was going on. Here's a 110-piece orchestra, playing away. You don't have to go to the drum store or guitar center. He said, okay, you're going to play the next song. It was called March Military. You go to your Ace Hardware store. I misread the time signature. It was a big C. Take your top part of the cymbal stand with you to the hardware store and get some clear plastic tubing. So I played this thing in cut time. So if you buy 1 foot of this stuff, it's like 39 cents a foot or something like that. Now, a foot will last you, a long time. I finished before everybody else. And I went, uh-oh, I missed something. Now, why do cymbals crack? The gentleman in charge of percussion, he looked at me, he says, wow, number one reason, people hitting them too hard. He says, I've never seen anybody do that. Number two, they're at the wrong angle. And I said, well, did I miss a repeat or something? Like this. That'll crack them. And I looked over at all the other percussionists and their mouths were open. You want it on a slight slant, and you hit with a glancing blow. And the guy says, well, you played everything perfect. He said, I was watching you. Now, what do you do with a head that's dented? But you played it in cut time. It's supposed to be 4/4. Get out your favorite paint stripper gun. So it's dun, 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 dun. And I said, man, that's boring. You tighten the head up a little bit more you would normally use for playing. My first big job, I had to join the union, and I played vaudeville. You find out where your dent is, and then you come down on it, but as you do, you keep moving the gun. 14 months I played 400 shows. This is a pinstripe head. Do not go in this area. It does not like heat. I was making as much money as the guys at the Schubert Theater. Don't ask me how I know. My dad, up to that point, he said, you know, I think you should really look at another career. You let it sit for at least 5 minutes before you touch it. And then you let it sit for about 15 minutes before you retune the head. And that will take your dents out. But when I showed him my first paycheck from the vaudeville house, he goes, oh my God, he says, I'm never going to say another word about it. You do whatever you want. You're doing well. The reason I found Tom, he put an ad about, needing drum technicians to work on drums. Long hours, no pay, no food. But I thought, man, I want to do that. And so I called him and I came down, and it was love at first sight. I mean, to see all these drums, and knowing that they all have to be worked on, oh my goodness gracious. That's what I love. I love working on drums.
When I first created Drums for Drummers, I owned a business. The snare drums were just in part of the warehouse. As we got a little bit bigger, took up a little bit more space in the warehouse. And then I sold my business to my partner. I didn't have a warehouse to put the drums. My wife, Kimberly, God bless her, found this place in Santa Ana.
With COVID and everything being closed for so long, we've had a lot of drums in the warehouse for about 3 years now. We got a little nervous and sad that, oh my gosh, maybe it's never going to pick back up again.
It's getting expensive. I've been out for 2 years now, so another 3 years, it'll be $100,000. And she and I are footing the bill for this whole thing, and it's coming out of our retirement money.
When I pulled up this morning, all the drums were already out here, and I was so excited. There were so many of them out here. And then to have all the teachers showing up, and it's a good feeling. It's like, oh my gosh, we're doing what we set out to do, which was to give back.
And we also get drum sets nationwide. People from all over the country who want to donate a drum set, Google that. I've got one right now, a drum set in Denver, one in Massachusetts, and one in New York that are looking for school homes. So it's pretty cool, and it's been going on like that really for about the past 3 years. We're not lacking, for donated drum sets. What we're really kind of struggling with is more schools to find out about us, call us up and say, hey, we'll take one of those drum sets. We can't wait, so please give us a call. When we get a video back from a school teacher and we see the kids are surrounded around the drum set watching these kids play,
thank you, Drums for Drummers.
That is the payout. That's the payoff for me, and that keeps me going. When Kimberly and I took that drum set out to Barstow and we gave it to the school and the kids were there to see the reaction, it's like, wow, it's just a drum set, but look at the buzz it's creating, look at the joy and the happiness. I mean, the kids were excited about this, like, wow, we got a drum set. Not Jim and Johnny over there, the drummers got a drum set, but we, as the band, we got a drum set. This is so great, everybody just sort of kind of rose up, and it was pretty emotional. And I think that's those kind of little payoffs are what keep Kimberly and I going, yeah, okay, let's keep doing this. Let's keep doing this.